And it was named after a dog whose name was Pickle. From what I
apparently
understand, there's a lot of different.
That's a rumor.
Ah.
Are you a real believer in DUPR?
Yeah, yes and no. Like, they play to win, and that's how they judge their, like, where they stand as a player.
There's a big stereotype with all that. So we know it's so untrue.
If you really want to improve,
Your shot's only going to work well.
you don't typically just.
I would put my career on it. I don't want to embarrass anybody, so I got to be careful.
Oh,
how I
no
answer.
names.
No names, no names, no
Let me
names.
think.
Tell us one thing you've never admitted on a pickleball court. I am psyched. Andrew Ritter and Eric Handelman are here.
Thanks, guys, for joining us on this podcast.
We're super
Thank you.
excited to be here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. We appreciate your time.
So we have a bunch of questions, and let's get going. This is for each of you, by the way. How did each of you get started playing pickleball?
The hook, honestly, for me, started in high school. My senior year of high school was in my gym class. I don't think we were playing the game right by any means. So this is back 2005 was my first introduction to pickleball. Never heard of it before then. So Glen Cove High School, and 10 years go by, and then I see it's in my local YMCA. You know, I'm going to my gym, working out, bored of the treadmill, and I see people playing in my gym, decide to jump in with 2 feet, start getting my butt whooped by people double my age. And that's kind of like where the big growing point for me in pickleball was. I said, you know, I need to get better at this game. Found a place to learn the game, which was actually like a certification class out of state. The IPTPA was hosting in Connecticut, so I went to Connecticut to get certified. It was like a 2-day program. And then that was like the foundation of my, for me, really falling in love with the game when I really began to understand it better, the intricacies of the, you know, the strategy and whatnot. But from there, I started teaching a little bit in a local tennis club by me. That's where my game blew up, and you know, like the sport really just started exploding from there. So
You decided to become an instructor right afterwards,
No,
basically?
heck no.
Or like, you know, yeah, what made you decide to become an instructor?
that was all accidental, honestly. You know, like even, you know, working in the pickleball field, I just loved the game. I loved the sport. I loved the people that were involved in the sport. And it kind of organically happened where, you know, I was working in the insurance world, but I was like falling in love with the game. I would see people out at a diner wearing tennis shoes. I'd be asking them if they've ever tried pickleball. My wife would be rolling her eyes. But, you know, I just had a passion for the game, passion for the sport. And that's really where it took off. And then, you know, I met some people who were starting, you know, the first indoor club, Pickle and Par. And, you know, they brought me in knowing the program that I was growing at that tennis club at the time.
You played tennis before?
No.
Okay,
nope.
so no tennis, no racquetball, no paddleball. This was your first sort of paddle racket sport?
Yeah, a little baseball and football growing up as a kid. I was always competitive. As much as I love pickleball, I wish my parents would have maybe thought to throw a tennis racket in my hand when I was a kid, because who would have thunk? But
Right.
yeah, no, pickleball I found it was just, you know, and I think a lot of people can also, you know, relate in the point where pickleball, it's easy to get started, but there's a lot of depth to the game where, you know, there's a lot of room to get better and enhance your
So
game.
how long have you been doing this in total, from the beginning till now?
Over 10 years,
Wow,
easy. Yeah.
that's great.
Like competitively involved in pickleball over 10 years. Working in the pickleball field, I would say like 9 or 10 years, because Pickle and Par's in its 8th year in Melville. So
8 years.
yeah.
Great
No.
story. Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah, so I think I played in middle school too. Just like it was just a unit in gym class. Then I played a little bit actually when Sweet Hollow Park opened.
Right, sure.
Because I worked at a camp nearby, and we would play. And then like after camp, we would go down to the courts and just play singles and stuff. And then I didn't play like officially until Pickle and Par opened. One of my friends from tennis was like, you know, do you want to come down and play pickleball at this new, you know, indoor place that opened? And he was like, it's right by your house, because I'm from Melville.
From Melville, yeah.
Right.
So we went, and I just couldn't believe that Pickle and Par like existed in like, you know, 30 seconds from my house. And, you know, I got into it. I started playing. I started going to open play there and just, you know, playing with the members, literally like 3-4 times a week. And then I met Andrew, and he kind of got me hooked into like, like the higher level games and stuff,
Right.
more
You
of
hooked
like
you
the
into
private
the circuit
games.
of everything, right?
Yeah, so I started like getting into those like better groups, and then I started working at Pickle and Par.
Wow.
And I got certified to teach. I was working, behind the desk, and then started coaching and just got hooked on it.
What do you have to do to be certified to teach? Is there a certain process? Is it courses? Is it like, how do you get certified?
There's a number of like different certifications. The one I did, because it was during COVID, it was like an online certification. It was called PCI.
Okay.
So it was like online. I had to like, take a test and then record like a video of myself, like doing different like things. There was like a skills test, which I had to like do, virtually. So I kind of recorded it, and then I had to record like a demo lesson, and then you submit it to the certification, and then that's what, I eventually passed.
Sounds extensive, but thorough. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few certifications, courses that I vouch for that I think are pretty solid, but they do require a minimum, I believe, like a 3.5 or 4.0 level skill level, so that you're able to teach up to, at least starting with like beginners up to intermediate.
That's great.
I just want to add on to the piggyback on Eric's beginning stories, because there's a few people like early on that when I first started playing pickleball, there wasn't like a ton of like heavy competition. So like when I would hear of like good players coming about, I would seek them out, and like even for my own guilty pleasures, like I was looking for some good games.
It's the competitive.
And
there you go.
so I would keep hearing about these guys, and Eric was one of them. Oh, they're coming to open place, and it was like the late night one, like 9 p.m. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make an appearance, and I finally made the appearance, and I was happy I did, because like we've been such great friends and coworkers since. But he another funny story is like he was playing with this real, like, I called them like Amazon specials, like real like kind of like low grade paddles, and a lot of people go, oh, it's the Indian, not the arrow, but I say, a sharper arrow gets a bigger buffalo. So I ended up putting like a nicer paddle in his hand, or he was trying like one of our demos at the time, and we had discontinued it, so I gifted him that demo, and instead of demo written on it, we put an N on the end, and we nicknamed him Demon early on, because he was like a little demon.
It wasn't a demo anymore. It was my own paddle, so I had to add the N on.
So,
but I remember it was like a similar thing with Andrew. Like everyone was telling me, like, you got to meet Andrew, and I eventually like I met him, and then that's kind of went from there.
Cool.
Great. And here you are today. That's great. You guys are working together and excelling together.
Yeah,
and having a lot of fun in the process.
Cool.
What it's all about, right? Fun, working, doing it all.
So 3.5, 4.0 players. How would you define a 3.5 versus a 4.0?
Well, so I would say like, what define the difference between
like
a 3.5
what
and
makes
4.0?
you become, if you're a 3.5 player, what does it take for you to be a, say, 4.0 as an example?
Well, I would say like it's really one of the hardest things to differentiate, right? And it's one of the hardest parts of our job is like when we approve like club ratings. We've been pushing DUPR in a big way, because that really falls into the hands of, okay, you're responsible for your own rating.
Later, yeah.
But I would say 3.5 is like you're really starting to show initiative that you're playing more ball with your partner, right? Like prior to that, it's like, all right, we're playing to get it over the net, and we're hoping to win points in a sense, right? We're starting to implement strategy, or we're showing understanding of strategies. 3.5 is like, okay, you're really showing an understanding of strategy, and you're beginning to implement it, and you're on this journey of becoming more consistent with it.
Got it.
4.0 is, in my opinion, like now you're like the mindset is there, you're becoming uber consistent, but like now it's also you're starting to feel out your opponents and learning your partners better, and working with your partner against your opponents. But it's a competitive field. It's even like 4 and above. It's more so like. It's more of like a niche community too, where it's like it's competitive play. Are you playing in tournaments now? Are you pushing yourself?
Okay.
Like I would say like 4 and above, you're a tournament player. You're pushing yourself, like pushing
Every
the
shot
boundary.
counts, so to speak,
Every
right?
shot-
It's thought
Point
out.
construction,
Yeah.
Right.
like you're dictating the point. You have a plan. You're constructing the point, and you're thinking about the next shot,
Yeah.
Right.
setting up the point.
Knowing
Right.
when you're on defense compared to being on offense, and do I have to be more patient against that opponent, right? So like a better opponent, you're going to have to be a little more patient. You're not just going to be able to hit winners through them
Adjust
anymore.
to each player. Adjust to your
adjust
opponent,
your-
court position.
Court positioning,
Right,
I
that's
think,
real
is
important.
everything.
You guys have
Your-
told us that.
Yep.
The mindset of coming
and
in.
thinking ahead of what's going to be.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
is a 4.0, right? Yeah. That's
go
great.
first.
Yeah. Thank you guys for that. If you can give every player just one tip, one key tip, forget about the level, what would it be?
I want to give my favorite tip, and I stand by this from day one. And this is what helped me get so much better was when you're playing like recreational play or even open plays, don't avoid hitting to the better player. That's like something that I see happen a lot because I think people a lot of times like they play to win and that's how they judge their like where they stand as a player. But what's going to help you get better in the long run is, you know, playing the smart shot, like most importantly, but not avoiding like I could, if I went to like a local park or an open play and I paired up against somebody I knew, you know, one player is weaker and I played them the majority, if not all the shots.
Right.
All right. Did I really win? Did I beat both of them? Did I beat the one player? Right. So I'm a big fan of pushing myself to play the smart shot, but if I play the person who I feel has a good game, I'm going to see more balls coming back, so my consistency is going to get better. I'm going to see a broader shot selection. There was one guy who helped me learn the game early on, and he came from Tampa. At the time, there weren't a lot of people to learn from that were better than me as I was up and coming, and he learned the game down in Florida, where it grew in a tremendous way over the years. But I would go out of my way to like play shots against him, and also for the mere fact of having him come back, right? Because if I'm not playing him balls or hitting him the ball, is this guy going to keep coming to these open plays at my local YMCA? Probably not.
That's a good
Right.
point.
He's there to play too.
Very interesting
it's a good
point of
point.
view
Yeah,
that
it's
you
a good
said this.
point.
I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
thought of that. Is play the better play. Don't just concentrate on the
And-
weak play, which a lot of people probably tend to do.
But then there's the other extreme where sometimes there's a really great player on court and then everyone's hitting him every ball. So that's not realistic. That's not realistic either, though.
Right,
So
right.
play the smart shots, but don't isolate the better player because A, they won't come back. B, it's not going to help you get better.
Right.
Eric, how about yourself?
I
What do
think
you-
a tip, in terms of like improvement, like I think a tip would be trying to identify like aspects of your game that you need to improve upon, and then each time you play, trying to pick like one thing to work on. So, you know, a simple one could be hitting a deep return. So then next time you play, be like, tonight I'm gonna just really focus on hitting that deep return and then actually making those changes and implementing them into your game. You know, a lot of times if we work on something, you know, in a lesson or you're working on something, it's hard to actually implement that into a game when you go out and play. And, you know, that might be because you feel the pressure of the game and,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
you want to
good points,
win
good
and
points.
you don't want to let your, you know, you don't want to let your partner down and you care about winning that game. But, you know, when you think about it, if you're just playing, say, you know, on a random Tuesday night and it's like a recreational game, you know, if you really want to improve, you have to like really pick those things that are going to help you, you know, improve and identify them. And it's hard to do it all at once, but I think, you know, say it could be resetting from the middle of the transition zone, you know, be like, tonight I'm going to focus on really just when I'm in that transition zone, playing a reset and trying to like actually implement it into your game. So.
What does a transition zone mean?
Transition zone,
that
so a
don't
lot
know.
of people, you know, call it no man's land.
Okay, middle of the
When
court.
we coach, we like to call it, like mid-court, you know, so after you serve, you stay back, try to work your way up. You don't typically just get right up to the kitchen line. You know, you're trying to work your way up, and we call it the transition zone.
So it's like stepping up slowly
Yeah.
to the kitchen after a few shots.
Not no man's land.
Right, not no man's land. Got it. Interesting.
I
Great points.
I
Great
love
points.
Eric's tip, and I usually reinforce that by telling people I had to practice the right shots to get better and not worry so much about winning. Right? Like I lost a lot of games practicing the shots that I had to get better. I started the game with no backhand. I would switch hands, and I had to change that. I don't know if you guys have ever switched hands near the kitchen line, but it's a hard thing to master. I think we know one guy like who probably is, you know, a 5-0 level that's been able to do it. And I always say he was probably like a professional hot potato like player as a kid, you know.
Yeah, so you know, my wife is taking lessons now, and she keeps saying to me, the backhand, I don't know how I'm going to do the backhand. I'm like, don't worry about the backhand.
Yeah.
Let's worry about the forehand.
come to a-
You'll
over
get there.
time,
You'll
like
get there.
anything else.
You'll get there.
And now your backhand's good, obviously.
It's one of my favorite. Yeah, I love my backhand.
Backhand misdirect the line.
Yes, we've seen all the tricks you guys can do.
Yes.
Mind-boggling.
What would you say is the hardest shot for most people to master?
I would like to just say like trying to master any shot is probably pretty difficult.
Okay. All right.
Like,
No, it's
I would rather like you know, often something I get like people like they come into a lesson or the biggest thing I hear people is like, I want to get better at my serve. I'm like, whoa, like all right, we could spend a little time on serve, and I would say if not 100% of the time, I go into a lesson like that. I spend 5-10 minutes on the serve. As long as they have a good, strong, deep serve with some consistency, we're moving into the next thing. It's like the meat and potatoes of the game. What are we doing after the serve? Let's focus on that.
Okay.
So as far as like mastering, I mean,
Drop shot, maybe?
I'm a huge fan of the third shot drop. I know, a lot of people say the game's transitioning and adjusting, but I would say especially even for like players like 50 and above, like master to that drop shot when you're the serving team trying to sink in, trying to sink that third shot drop and move in consistently. But again, it's a partner game, so like your shot's only going to work well if your partner's playing that game with you.
Right.
So.
Right.
I think resets too are a big one.
Super important.
When you're in an unfavorable position, you're under pressure.
Got it.
Can you get that ball down into the kitchen and then, take yourself out of that pressure situation? That's, a tough one. I think as you improve, it starts taking you less shots or less attempts to get that ball low and keep yourself in the point or take yourself out of those situations.
Yeah. With resets, drops, and like the soft game, I think a lot of it relates to being calm on court. And with calmness, I tell people all the time, it like relates to being comfortable, being, confident. So that calmness comes with building confidence and that comfort where the more you practice these things, the more comfortable and calm you'll become.
Yeah. Cool.
Grip pressure being so important with so many shots, right?
Yep.
So if you're not calm, you're tense, you're tight, are you going to hit that shot, appropriately? Probably not.
Cool. Got it.
It's all about calmness. Yeah, next question. This is going great, gentlemen. We're enjoying this. The funniest thing that has ever happened to you, Mr. Ritter, during a lesson, if you can think.
If there's anything funny that you can recall.
Anything that was just pretty much hysterical that you had to stop yourself from laughing during a lesson. You've given a lot of lessons, both of you.
Yeah.
I don't want to embarrass anybody, so I got to be careful with how I answer.
No names.
No names. No names.
He's got to dig deep on this.
Funniest?
Yeah, during a lesson. Somebody forget their paddle.
Tough time, yeah.
Funniest.
What most unique thing that's happened during a lesson where you just
I've been doing a lesson with somebody their shorts actually have fallen down during the lesson.
There we go. That's what.
No names.
Exactly. That's what. There we go.
That's
a pretty.
There you go.
Right. Did they know it?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I mean, they realized it pretty quickly, but yeah. So, I mean, I usually give tips when we get started. It's okay. This is how you grip a paddle. Make sure your pants are fastened, your shoes are tied.
Right.
Yeah. I mean.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Eric, can you remember anything? I don't know if there's anything that can top that. You think about that. That's a pretty good one.
So
what else you got, Rocket?
Yep. So what's one thing people would be surprised to learn about each of you? Is there anything?
Surprised?
Yeah, to learn about. Yeah.
I mean, like sometimes when I share that I've never come from a racket sport, that surprises some people. But usually the people who come from like a tennis or like a strong racket sport background can usually tell that I don't come from a racket sport background. So, yeah.
That surprised me. I thought you were maybe involved in like tennis or other racket sports based on your skill level, what I've seen.
But I have like an unorthodox, more of like a kind of flary way of playing where it's like some people come from like that structured racket sport, big strokes, kind of can tell that I have like a different type of background, I guess you would say.
Got it.
That's a good one. Right. I think people know when I play that I came from a racket sports background.
Yeah, he hits that ball hard.
I mean, maybe about me, like, I mean, at this point, I've been playing for, 7 years, and I remember when I first started playing. I mean, obviously not as long as Andrew, but I think when I tell people now, it's like crazy to say that I've been playing like seriously for like 7 years. I remember thinking, when I first started, I would always say like, yeah, I've been playing for 6 months, and people would be like, oh, okay. And then I would be like, yeah, I've been playing for like 8 months, and then I'd be like, yeah, I've been playing for a year. And then now it's like, I get to the point where when I say like, it's like shocking to even like say that to people that I've been playing, for 7 years. I just think about how like crazy that is.
Wow, it is.
Maybe not like surprising, but
okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about Pickle and Par. Why should people come to Pickle and Par?
Well, let's not forget the last word that you're missing there, Pickle and Par Club.
Club, Pickle and
Right?
Par Club, sorry.
And that's part of like the vibe we're pushing for, is like to make it really feel like a club, feel at home. And, you know, it started with the construction of the facilities, really making it feel homey and that good, warm environment when you walk in. You know, a place where you want to hang out, on the couches or in the lounge area and, you know, be a part of and hang with the people. Another big thing is we spend a lot of time really picking great staff and, you know, like really focusing on, you know, them emulating the vision and picture of Pickle and Par, which is, you know, a place where, you know, when you walk in, we know who you are, you know who we are.
Yes.
It's another family, so to speak.
Yeah, heck yeah. And you know what? It works both ways, because when we have great members and, you know, we want to be at work and you guys want to be with us. So it's like, it doesn't feel like work for us. And for, you know, we hope it's a place you guys want to come and be and play. And that's what we try to emulate, is a place that feels like a club, you know, a home.
Place
I
where
agree
you
with
can
that.
meet.
I totally agree. That's why I love coming there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know,
So you have a question. You've been asking me about this, but now they're here.
here we are.
Here we are. Now, you've been asking me
I'm nervous
Question
for
of,
this
which
one.
is a lot of questions.
DUPR.
Oh, the DUPR,
Ask him about DUPR.
Yeah,
ask him
DUPR.
what you
Ask away.
Just tell us really all about DUPR, how it started, the history of it, and you know, what it's really about. What does it really mean, so to speak? Because a lot of people have no idea. They just hear DUPR, super DUPR. What is DUPR exactly?
Well, it's the official rating system, where I'm going to use these quotations because it's still like I think needs to become broader.
What does it stand for?
Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating.
There you go.
There we go. We got it.
So-
Secret's out.
So if you could download the app, right? You can review people's DUPRs in your area. You can review clubs, you know, different club standings. And DUPR is really based on algorithms, wins and losses, the you know, difference of points within games. So you're playing with a partner at a certain level, it takes that into consideration depending who you're playing against. So DUPR is like, it really puts the ball in your court as a player, but now you are playing to win, right? Essentially. So I talked about like when you're playing recreationally, like, you know, you don't want to ice out that better player, but like DUPR is more like tournament play. You're playing for that medal, so to speak. I think some people treat their DUPRs even more high than like a gold medal or, you know, any championship, because this is like.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that. So do you believe, are you a real believer in DUPR?
Yeah, yes and no. Like, I think it still has like some like bugs to be worked out.
I think the more matches you have in it and the more opponents you have, the more accurate
Yeah.
you know it'll become.
Here we go. Rapid fire, you guys.
for who? Either one.
both
or?
of
First
both
you,
of
then you.
First me and then
Ready?
you. Yeah.
Favorite paddle?
I'm a big fan of the Yola paddles right now. In particular, I'm actually playing with the Simone Perseus, which is a thinner handle. I don't have like giant hands, so like it works well for the grip that I like. So it's the thinner handle Perseus Pro 5.
Very nice. Now I know what you want for your next birthday.
Yeah.
Eric.
For me, the Franklin Annalee Waters paddles, what I've been using the last few months.
Very nice.
The smaller paddle, big
do
sweet
them all.
spot though.
Great, guys.
You
Exciting.
do them all.
Early bird or a night owl?
I'm an early bird, big time, 100%.
Early bird gets the worm,
usually
man.
up around
Yeah.
like 5:30. And my wife's usually kicking me to stay awake to watch movies at night. So I'm just,
Wow. Okay, so you're getting up early. Eric?
Yeah.
Used to be a night owl, and lately I've been more of an early bird. Yeah.
Making the transition.
it.
Great. You
Nice.
could be both if you want. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great one. I'm interested to know this. Your favorite post-game meal. You played hard. You put it all out there. What do you like to eat when you get home?
So
a slice of pizza?
Honestly, I actually love to cook personally, and like if I were to pick like a fast food or something, it would be something like Chipotle. But I prefer to make it at home, just to cut back on like the salts and everything. Like it's simple to make. Like I'll grill some chicken up, make like a stay-at-home rice ball, so to speak, with like some good salsa and
Nice.
I like spice. Yeah, spice is
Spice
good.
and protein.
Yeah, and like healthy-ish carbs. So like I'll try to like steer towards
Right,
rice.
smart carbs. Right. Good for you.
Try for it.
for you.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. It's not like Chick-fil-A. Just can't get it on Sunday.
That's it.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is great.
My
Yeah.
guilty pleasure too.
Yeah. All right. We're moving around here. Dream celebrity student. If you had to pick somebody
someone to teach.
who would you teach?
wanted to.
dream celebrity
Yeah.
student. Well, actually, I bumped into Jimmy Fallon once at my Ace Hardware store,
Really?
and
me.
I tried like poaching him for pickleball. I think him and his family still play a little bit of tennis, but you know, I asked him. I was like, and he introduced me to his wife and everything. It's like, have you guys tried pickleball yet? And he was like, no, but you know, I've been planning to try it. So I was like, all right, well, and then like I posted a picture of him and like tagged him on Instagram, hoping he would see it, but I don't know.
Eric.
The King of New York, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I like that.
There
I
you
like
go.
that. I like that. That's a
There you
good
go.
one.
Awesome.
All right,
awesome.
next
One
one.
word. It's a dream celebrity pickleball partner. You're in a tournament.
Emily
Who-
Waters, easy. She's a phenomenal player, flawless.
Okay.
I actually, I had like the pleasure of meeting her at this.
Where's she from?
Where's she from originally? Florida. But she's an exceptional player, but she's I think 19 years old, and I've
Yeah, she's young.
never been like starstruck by somebody or I thought I'd be starstruck by somebody. I had a rookie card I brought to her to be signed.
Really?
I brought it with me. I bought this rookie card like a couple of years ago. I bought 2 of them. I think I paid like $20 a pop for the cards. I brought them to this MLP event, and I was like stuttering. I was like a mess. So, and I couldn't even get it out of the sleeve. So I'm trying to get the card out of the sleeve. Her mom and dad are standing behind her. I'm like looking like a fool here. I'm trying to pull it out with my teeth now, like trying to just get this card out.
yeah, nervous.
I'm like, can you please just pull this card out and sign it for me? So it was.
And she
it was
signed
pretty
it?
funny. She signed it. So if
That's a meter,
if I
wow.
could choose like a pickleball partner, she would be exceptional.
All right.
Yeah, that would be.
She's
pretty
19
cool.
years old, right?
She's
One of
in
the
it.
top players
Well,
in the
that's
world,
what
right?
The GOAT.
That's why I invested in her rookie card. I figure if she's still kicking for the next 20, 30 years in the
probably worth a
game,
lot. Yeah.
you know.
Sure.
So
That's
Better-
awesome.
better
How old are you
protect her.
guys? You're
I'm 38. I'm sorry. Let's not rush a good thing.
About to be 29.
very good, very good. So your dream celebrity pickleball partner? Don't say the same.
I think Roger Federer
Roger
wow.
Federer
Cool.
comes from the tennis world,
comes
right?
from the tennis world.
Is he
He's
playing
my
pickleball
favorite.
now like Agassi, or is he?
I don't know. I think he's, I've seen him like hit around like at, a lot of these like pro tennis tournaments, they do like pickleball pop-ups, which I find interesting. Like, and they bring in like the, tennis pros, and they'll do like, like a pop-up event where they are playing pickleball. It's like, like a branding thing. But I don't know. Not sure if he's played, but I'd imagine it would be he'd be very good.
Definitely, definitely. Last question of the rapid fire. Ritter, if you could play one person, living or dead, who would it be? Who would you compete against?
I think I would actually like to bring my grandfather back to play pickleball
Really?
with.
Your grandfather,
Yeah, he's
wow.
passed away for some years now, but
It's really cool.
like I always thought about him when I started playing pickleball, how much he would enjoy it, because he was like an athlete up to his last days. He would swim and box, and he grew up playing like handball, stickball, Queens guy, so it's like I could picture him actually really enjoying pickleball, but like he wasn't around for like the big boom of it, so to
Right.
speak. So I said, yeah, I think that would be, if you're giving me the option to bring back the dead, I think I would choose him.
Okay.
I think that's fabulous. That's great.
What about you, Eric?
Eric.
Not sure if I think he's alive, but and I don't know his first name, but be like the creator of pickleball.
Pritchard.
wow.
Pritchard.
It's the
Wow.
Pritchard family. Do you know his
Yeah,
first name?
I don't know if we Google it, we can find it, but I think the sport was started in 1966,
Yeah,
1967.
1965.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the Pritchard.
And it was named after a dog whose name was
Well,
Pickle. From
it's
what I
apparently
understand,
a
there's a
myth.
lot of different.
That's a rumor.
Well, what do you
rumor.
guys know about that? This could be the last rapid fire question. What do you know
that's it.
about?
So the name is
A
often
myth.
mistaken for being the name of the dog, and it's been proven that the dog they got the dog after the creation of the game. The actual real, and this was like it was very available to find like even online when I first started playing, but since then it's been buried by this dog concept.
Okay.
So the family, the Pritchards, they were politicians from Bainbridge Island, Washington State area, and they were big into crew, the rowing sport.
Sure.
And there's a boat apparently that follows behind like the racing boat called a pickle boat.
Pickle
And
boat.
the type of boat is like a hybrid of 2 different types of racing boats or something like that. So I think like the name was generated in a sense of like, oh, well, these games are a mix of these different sports, badminton, tennis, ping pong. Let's, pickle boat, pickle ball. And then actually for the longest time, like when I first started playing, there was also like a brand of clothing that was called Pickle Boat Sports or Pickle Boat Pickleball.
Interesting.
For a period of time. So, but that, like, I'm I would put my career on it. That's the way it was created. And if you dig deep enough, you can find it.
Okay.
The dog answer is
The dog is so much easier and cooler and cuter to
I
say.
think in
Name's
gym
Pickle.
class
Yeah.
when you know when they give you like a test at the end of the unit, I think even like the answer to that question on the test was the dog answer.
He is like Mr. Pickleball, this guy. Unbelievable.
They're the pickle pair. Let's
I
go to
got-
the personal side, right?
Yeah, I want to ask.
we're getting
does
personal
your
now?
family,
Not too
does
personal.
your family play? Does your wife play? Does your daughter play?
So my wife plays a little bit. My wife is a very competitive person. She won't admit it though, but like when she was younger, she played a lot of basketball, and I think she didn't like how competitive she was playing basketball. So she sees like the level of pickleball that I'll play, and it's like, oh, I can't do that, or she feels she has to compete at that level. But I always tell her, and I convince people, like, I can play down to any level, like you guys don't have to play up to that level. So whatever it is, but the daughter question, she's like, I think it's kind of like, oh, if that's what dad does, I don't want to do it kind of thing.
Sounds
How
like
old is
sounds like
she?
my kids.
She's 15.
Okay.
But now all of her friends are starting to kind of get into it, and she's like, I have a nice pickleball paddle, don't I? I'm like, yeah, if you'll play, you can have any pickleball paddle you want. Like, play.
Right.
But she's actually naturally pretty good at it. So like I have a brother who's a big player, and this is actually like a fun fact I like to share because my brother Ryan, he grew up with cerebral palsy
Okay.
and couldn't play like football and baseball with me and my older brother growing up.
Okay.
And he actually jumped in. At first, he was like, both of my brothers were shaming me because I was playing pickleball early on. All my friends making fun of me, right? Oh, what are you doing? You're beating up on all the grannies and grandpas. I go, you guys have to try it. It's so much fun.
There's a big stereotype with all that. So we know it's so untrue.
So, but my brother Ryan finally started playing it, and so like he has like minimal use of his left hand and a little bit of a limp when he plays. So, but he was able to actually play this sport at a like a high level. Like he'll compete in 3, 5, 4-0 tournaments. He ended up moving down to Florida. He plays down there. He has a whole community of people.
Love the story.
He had a couple sponsors last, I checked in where like a lock lace company where you need one hand just to tie your laces. So it's like, it's pretty cool what this sport has been able to do for him. And I use that story actually a lot too when I like, teach people pickleball who like are hard on themselves or I can't do this. It's like, I use my brother's story as like an
I love that. I
inspirational.
love you mentioned your
That's awesome.
grandfather,
That's
your brother,
awesome. That's
your
awesome.
brother. What's his name?
Ryan. They call him Ride Dog.
Ryan
Dog.
Ritter, double
He has his
R.
own- he
I'll
has his
say
own
that guy's
logo,
a
everything.
champion. I look up to him
Yeah.
just meeting him through you. That's
awesome.
really great.
Yeah.
Really
What about
great.
you, Eric? Your family?
My family's tried it, but they don't like play like avidly. I gave
Got
my
it.
parents like a lesson one time.
Oh, okay.
They didn't like stick with it, but
right.
they were pretty good. And then my sisters have tried it. My sisters both played tennis too, so
Okay.
they played it like a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
New Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Opening up in September?
So September, we're planning on opening September 14th. Everything's falling in line to be true to that date. We plan on having a big grand opening party the end of September. We'll keep everybody posted on that, but it's going to be like the most amazing facility we've built yet. Melville being the first indoor facility on the island, it's going to kind of capture that whole vibe. But what's really unique and cool, it's really the first and only completely underground facility.
That is cool.
Which is
Wow,
which
state of
is
the art.
that is
Love that.
really cool.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. We'll be there for the grand opening.
Oh, definitely. It's I've been popping in sporadically through the build out. It's just been an exciting thing to see, and so excited to introduce all of our current members and future members to that facility. But it's going to be like no other, and we're super excited to. And it's going to be 14 indoor courts. We'll still have the golf simulation too.
That's awesome.
It's going to be something real special to introduce to the community for sure.
Cool. All right, last question, and then we're done. Tell us one thing you've never admitted on a pickleball court.
Never admitted.
Never admitted, whether you screwed up on something. I don't know.
I mean, there's not.
Or is there, anything?
I mean, sometimes admitting maybe a point loss is my fault is difficult in moments.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's
There you go.
usually a commonly, a common thing to see is like people don't always understand where the mistake gets made, but like, if you leave a ball a little high or, maybe dink a little high to someone's forehand, it's like, yeah, it's, may have been my fault, but Yeah, I feel pretty good and confident when I'm on court and like in my element, so I don't have much to.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, listen, we are so happy that you were able to come to my house.
Thanks for having
the
us
show.
here.
Yeah, man.
Very
Thank you
excited.
so much.
Yes.
And
You
thanks
guys
for
are
coming.
awesome.
Thank you
Yeah.
for coming. Oh, yeah.
You can look at the camera. You can do whatever you
Sit
want.
forward
It's
or
just
back?
natural.
Yeah, be natural. Exactly.
Relax. Okay, ready?
Yes.
All right.
I am psyched.